Detective, my friend, you responded, and I appreciate that. Of course, I'll respond to your points, but I just want to remind everyone before I get started what the topic is. Can Captain America knock out Thor and or Hulk with just hands? No context. I want to tackle this in your response to the Thor feat first, and I want to remind you, as well as other people, my contentions I have with this feat. First, it's an alternate future. It is not connected to 616. It may have branched from it, but it is an alternate future. What is done in this alternate future is not applied to the current characters. It's even given a new designation as an Earth in Marvel. My second contention is that this Thor had fought the Hulk and Thing beforehand. He was battered, beaten, missing an arm. He was in no condition for any fight.
While their actions and decisions may create an alternate timeline, the characters are the same.
See, this is where I disagree with you. I do not use alternate timelines, branching timelines, alternate futures, or anything like that for the current characters, because they're not the same. They may have the same origins, they may be the same up to a certain point, but after that, they become entirely different characters with different stories. We don't know anything about this Captain America between the present day and this alternate future, what happened between now and then. By that logic, should we use Titans of Tomorrow Tim Drake? He has all the same history of Tim Drake up to a certain point, and then in the future, he becomes Batman. But you know what? That seems a bit drastic. Let's do a better example. Should we use the stuff that we see from Maestro's alternate future? Like when he fought Hercules, and Hercules beat him. I mean, this Hercules is very similar to the regular 616 Hercules, so we should be able to use this feat, right? Well then, by that logic, should we use future state Batman Superman? The beginning story is set in the present day, but the rest is set in the future state. But this feat is used a lot. Not by me, but should we allow this feat because it's set in the present day of a timeline that's no longer canon? Or what about the infamous Batman Confidential 53, which is dubious with his canonicity? Although Abyss asked the author and apparently he thinks it's canon. But does that mean Batman tools on the Justice League? Now see, I personally don't use those feats. But if you're applying that logic to your character, then other people should apply the same logic to their character and be allowed to use those feats. Should we use feats from Age of Apocalypse Wolverine if he's so similar to the 616 Wolverine up to a point? Or what about Old Man Logan Wolverine?
So yes, Thor, even with one arm, is a god. Thor, without the amulet, is still a god. And Thor, still lost to a human.
Superman, Batman, issue 42. Darkseid is still a god, even though he's weakened. Darkseid is still a god, although he's not as powerful as he usually is. And Batman, a human, kicks him in the face and draws blood, knocking down a god. By your logic, I should still be able to use this feat, right? A weakened Darkseid gets kicked by Batman and draws blood. That's the problem. If you're allowing these concessions for your character, you have to allow it for other characters. And I think that's a slippery slope. This is not an accurate representation of Captain America versus Thor. This is an alternate future Captain America that's been given a new Earth designation. We know nothing about this Captain America between the present time and this alternate future.
So yes, Thor, even with one arm, is a god. Thor, without the amulet, is still a god. And Thor, still lost to a human.
And the second problem with this statement is that if we're allowing this feat to be an accurate measurement of Thor and Captain America, and Thor lost to a human, what does that say about Thor? That lowballs this character, right? If we're ignoring the context and we're ignoring everything else, the fact that Thor can lose to a human, well then the discussion of him versus Superman is just obsolete, right? Because we're lowballing that character, and I think that's unfair to Thor.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure in the original video I said, pretty sure Hulk is feeling these punches. And although Spider-Man helped, Hulk got dropped again. are getting old. That one more time. And although Spider-Man helped, Hulk got dropped again.
My ears aren't just getting old, but you, once again, are leaving things out like you did with all those feats in that video originally. What did I say in my video that you just left out there?
Spot on there. All joking aside, this is still impressive. Like, Hulk was feeling those, but I think, one, there's context, younger Hulk, and two, Spider-Man was involved. So I don't know if I would utilize this as...
So number one, I acknowledge your investigation. My ears aren't getting old. You're just leaving out the stuff I'm saying. I agreed with your investigation. I even said that the feat was impressive. I just don't use it because of the context and the fact that Spider-Man was there. It's not an accurate gauge of Hulk getting knocked out by Captain America.
What's their context? What did I say?
I said that Hulk was high. Thor and the Hulk? Mm-hmm. Yeah? You sure there's not context to those?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually have the video where Cap took down Thor. So even during the live, I said there's context. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He didn't trust Detective.
But Detective, that's not what you said. You just posted the video.
Yeah? You sure there's not context to those?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually have the video where Cap took down Thor.
I said, you sure there's no context to those? And you said, absolutely. I have the video where Captain America took down Thor. You didn't say, absolutely, there's context. I have the video where Captain America took down Thor. And here's the thing, right? If you believe that in the live, that you actually meant to say, absolutely, there's context, why would you send me a video in which you showed these feats but left out the context?
A kick and 2 punches, and Thor is down. Typically, Cap doesn't use specialized suits because he doesn't need them.
That clip is misleading to someone that doesn't read Thor. You didn't show the full context. You didn't show the fight between Hulk and Thing beforehand. You didn't state that it's an alternate future. You misled people with that clip. You showed just what you wanted to show with Captain America. Sure, he doesn't need specialized gear when he's got the Hulk and Thing doing his dirty work beforehand.
Did he drop Hulk with a kick to the face?
Again, that feat was misleading. You didn't show the Power Rangers here coming up with their super power blaster, hitting him with a Kamehameha beforehand. It's misleading. If you truly believe that in the live that you said that there was context, why did you send me stuff that totally ignored it? You completely ignored the story. You didn't show what was happening beforehand, only the snippets that made Captain America look good. And I'm not saying these feats aren't impressive. They are. But they're not an accurate measurement of Captain America knocking out these characters. Hell, he didn't knock out any of these characters. I would implore to ask someone like Among Soti, Beta Ray Trey, Loco Monkey. If I asked them right now, do you think Captain America, without context or without any assistance, just straight hands, can knock out Thor and the Hulk? If they agreed to that, that would lower the Hulk and Thor durability dramatically. That means people like Superman would win unequivocally. No discussion. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Among, Trey, Loco, do you think that Captain America, straight hands, could knock out Thor or the Hulk without any context? Not gonna lie, Detective, your video had so much fluff, you put my newborn to sleep. I appreciate it. That's more effective than reading Captain America comics. At the end of the day, I don't agree with those feats. I don't think they're an accurate measurement of anything. But if you would like to discuss this further, rather than us just clipping each other back and forth, I'm on vacation this week. If you want to go live, just mano a mano, we can discuss it. Let me know.